Welcome to another episode of Racing to Learn. We are a nonprofit that uses radio control to get kids excited about math and science. We are working on our slash two-wheel drive slash Pede, or it's a slash that's running 2.8 inch monster truck tires on it. And we're working on the front suspension again today. In the last episode, we just went ahead and this part broke before. The bearing carrier, the front bearing carrier, which attaches to the steering arm here, that allows the car to steer. So we've broken a couple of these in the past here. This is our last Traxxas stock part. We're going to go ahead and get some RPM ones. Evidently, this is the combo that has been most ideal from our research on the forums and whatnot. Has been an aluminum C hub, right, or the carrier hub, like the one we have here from Atomic, combined with an RPM carrier, the actual bearing carrier itself. We don't have one of those on hand, so we're going to go ahead and just replace it with our last stock one here. We are running the RPM C hub carriers here, but we're going to go ahead and take this one out and do an experiment. We're going to go ahead and use a stock Kingpin, which is you can only buy as a part of Traxxas part number 3640 over here. We just need one of these here with the threaded pins. You can see some of the old bent ones that we've had in the past here in our parts bin, right? We did buy some hardened ones here, but from ST Racing here, part number ST3640-FK, which are the machine heat treated ones. But we're gonna go ahead and hold off on putting those in. We're gonna go with the stock one just to do a true experiment here. We're only gonna change one variable, and that is the aluminum C hub. So this is supposed to prevent these pins from bending in the first place because of the aluminum. We'll see if that's the case, and until we break another one, that will be our experiment. So what we're gonna do is you just want to grab your multi-tool here. We're gonna remove the rest of the C hub. So just going to go ahead and get my driver ready here. Where's the appropriate bit? There we go. So hold the nut on one side with the multi-tool and hit it with the screwdriver from the other side. All right, and the bottom is actually okay. We don't have sometimes the bottom hinge pin here will be held in via some E-clips. So fortunately, the one that we have installed here is just screwed in. Sometimes, all right. And I'm just thinking here, hopefully we've got actually that dash FK part is, just wanted to, this is actually too long anyways. So the hardened pieces, although they look pretty close, it's actually too long. It's not the right part that we're looking for regardless. So we are stuck with the stock Traxxas parts here. And I'm just gonna go ahead and grab some scissors here. And pull out one of these pins. All right. So just do a quick check here. Yep, that is the correct pin length. And let's see here. There are two possible mounting configurations. We'll just go with the stock. It looks like you can adjust the suspension geometry a little bit there, but we will just go with the stock holes that line up. That would, if we use that outer hole, looks like it would just give it some toe in or angle the tires in from the top there a little bit. So let's go ahead and just put this together here. Oops. So the atomic part is threaded on the bottom. So we're gonna just put it in the hub. And since it is metal on metal, we'll want to put some thread lock. Oops. Tricky to try to do this on camera here. Oh. I've just got butterfingers today. So let's line this up. Here we go. Dab a thread lock here. Whenever you got metal on metal, you will want to use some thread lock to keep those screws from coming loose. And just taking care to thread this in without cross-threading the aluminum. I think I'm going to put a little bit more thread lock on there. The dab I put on was a little bit too small. So just a bit of a bigger dab there, and that one was probably too big of a dab, so I'm gonna wipe off the excess. Alright. And there we go. So that is the new assembly. Oh. And I accidentally put... I just can't get it right today. So I accidentally put the bearing carrier out the wrong way here. Excuse me. So I'm gonna have to pull this out, orient it correctly. Let's repeat that one more time. So now it is oriented correctly. Gonna put a dab of thread lock on there. Make sure I don't cross thread the screws. And there we go. Alright, make sure it's snug. Wipe off the excess. And here's our new assembly. I'm gonna go ahead and pop in. So the old pin, you can always check for straightness by kind of rolling it here. Looks straight enough. Go ahead and the bottom in here. There we go. And screw the bottom in. So when I'm going into plastic, I just kind of like to spin the driver the reverse direction first and let that let the tops of the threads just kind of ease in there so I don't cross thread the plastic as well. All right. All right, just snug that in. So we've got the bottom screw in now, or rather the bottom pin, and just going to get in the back. So again, we're just going to use the inner hole. This part is threaded. The aluminum C-hub carrier is threaded. So I'm going to screw that in and get the nut on the other side here. So these are nylon locks nuts, but even so, some of that nylon wears off or wears out over time. So, you know, usually you wouldn't, with a nylon lock nut, you wouldn't use thread lock, but I'm just going to put a little bit on there for a little bit of extra security. So put on the nut. And just use that multi-tool again. Switch over to the power driver. So oriented correctly. All right. Going to snug it tight with the hand driver. There we go. So, just going to repeat the same process here with the steering linkage. So, take this out. Holding the nut in the back with the multi-tool, and there's the other half of the broken arm. Right, and go ahead and remove the screw out of the old broken arm. Actually, I don't have to do that now because we have a screw in our new arm already. So anyways, while I've got that done, go ahead and put the arm back through the screw on the new arm. And the nut is over here. Go ahead and start threading that on, and Put a little dab of thread lock on there. All right. And finish spinning on this nut. All right, and just use the driver at the bottom to hold that screw tight. Snug it down with the wrench. You don't need to over tighten these too much. Just want to make sure that they're snug and we're good to go. So here's our new steering knuckle, C-hub, whatever you want to call it. And we're back in business. Going to put the tires back together. Actually, a couple other things. These screws like to come loose over time that hold in the shocks. So make sure to check them around all corners of your Traxxas truck periodically. So I'm gonna go ahead and tighten up, just do a visual check of some of the other parts, get the wheels back on, wheels and tires back on, and then we'll be back in business.